Show database is the command to show the databases. Show database is the command to show the databases. I have two databases here. One is the default, other one is Hadoop 11_12. So it means Hive by default gives you one database. What is that? Default database. It's not really visible, but it uses the default is the database name. So if anyone asks you what is the default database in Hive, default itself. Okay. If you want to create your own database, create database and database name. What are the database name you want to give? What are the database you want to give? Okay, here I am giving you the database name as graph. Semicolon. Database is created. Database is created, right? Now I need to make use of this database. Otherwise, by default it will be default database, right? So what is the command? Use sgraph. Now I'm using sgraph database. Now I have to go ahead and create a table inside this, right? Look at that. This is the most important thing. Okay. So I'm creating a table here. Create table. So table name will give variety name. So I want to identify. So I don't want to give a sample. Key value. Right. I'll give a key value. Key value is my table name. Okay. Which has the two columns. One is a key and one is a value. Okay. One is the key. One is the value. So key is always integer. Key is integer. Value is char or string. So I'm going to give a string. Semicolon. Actually, there are some other parameters also we need to give. There are some other parameters also we are going to give. So this is the initial. I'm just making you understand how you create a table, right? So press enter. It says OK. When it says OK, it means that the command is success. Now the table is created. Where the table is created. So I need to show that. Show tables. It is showing a key value table is available. But where is the schema information? With just output, right? The schema will go and store into MySQL, right? So we need to check that as well, right? Let's look at that whether the schema is created or not. So schema will be there where? MySQL, right? So go to your MySQL. Go to your MySQL and show databases. Your MySQL can have so many databases, right? Since we are using for a scoop, since we are using for something else, so many databases can be available, right? But what is the database we are using for a Hive? What is the database we are using for the Hive? Go to your Hive site XML. See the first line of the statement. Go to your Hive site XML, guys. Go to the PDF. Look at there. Go to the Hive site XML. Meta store. In URL jdbc://localhost://localhost:3336/ meta store, right? You guys able to see that? So whatever the database name you given there, that database name will be created in the MySQL. What is the meaning of the line? What is the meaning of the line? I am creating a database. And also you have if create not exist. There is some statement also. What does it mean? You connect to the database. You connect to your MySQL database. If the database is not available, you create it. And what is the username password I am making use of that? Root or whatever it is. Hive user, Hive password, whatever it is. It means you log in with these user details. You log into MySQL with the user details. If the database is not available, you create it. If it is available, make use of it. That is the three statements of three properties are there. That's the purpose of those three properties. So by default, your Hive uses some DB Derby. I don't want to use a DB Derby. The limitations with the DB Derby. What is the limitations? What is the limitation of the DB Derby? It allows you to only one session, only one user. But suppose in the team, suppose multiple people has to connect, they cannot do that, right? And this is an interview question, guys. This is an interview question. The interview question is that how to change a meta store. How to change a meta store in a Hive. By default, it uses the DB Derby. What we are doing, you need to tell such a way that go to, look at guys here, go to hivesite.xml file, Give the URL for the database, give the username and password. That's it. Three properties I have given, right? Those three properties: URL, driver, username, password. Okay? So that is how we'll change the database in the Hive, if anyone asks. Now, we have created a data table. So the table is created. Actually, the table is created in the HDFS, but the metastore is created in the database. Hive table is created on HDFS, but the metadata schema information created on MySQL, or what are the database you have specified? Metastore. We'll call it as a metastore. Try to call it as a metastore, guys. Now, what is my metastore? This is my metastore name. Use metastore. Now, this metastore by default it contains so many tables, guys. By default it contains so many tables. Don't get confused by seeing this list. 55 tables are there in this. 55 tables are there in this. But we really not required to look into all the tables. Okay? So partition, when we are talking about a partition, we'll go and look into the partition table. So when we are talking about something else, we'll go and look into that specific. Now we are talking about only create a table with some columns, right? So we need to look into TBLs. TBL. There is something table called TBLS. Okay? Select star from, press enter. What is the table name we have created? Key value. Is the table name is available here? Okay. And what is the SDID? 11. What is the table ID? 11. And who is the user? My username, in your case, your username will come. Right? What type of table it is? As I told you, in the Hive, there are four type of tables are there. Four type of tables are there. In that, one is the managed. One is the managed. By default, it is a managed table. Okay? So, other three tables are explained. Okay? Now, this is about the table. I got the table, metadata information about the table. Where is the column? Where is the metadata information about the columns? I need to look at that as well, right? Right? Let's go ahead and look into the data. We have something called columns. Look at here. Columns underscore V2. Columns underscore V2. So, your metastore, table information one place, column information one place, partition information one place, functional information one place. It means you create a different tables to maintain the information. But there will be relation in it. There will be a primary key, foreign key relation will be there. Are you guys able to follow? Now look at here. Now what is your table name? Key value. What is your column names? One is the key, one is the value. What is the type? We have to look at here. CDID. There 11 is our ID. No. The ID is should match here. You can look at here. Columns can be same, columns can be there, but ID will be different. Are you guys able to follow? Are you guys able to follow? Yeah. That will get random though. Yes. That will, in your case, what is the table ID? Just give it random. Okay? Is that clear to everyone? So you are able to see the metadata now. So table name and data types of it. Suppose if anyone query the table, it will go to the metadata. It will identify the table. Okay, this is a managed table. Fine. Who created this? The user. Fine. Then what is the columns? It will go to the columns table. It will identify the columns. It matches with the ID, the 11 here in our case. Okay. And look at here, database parameters. There is another table called database params. Look at here, nothing is there in this. Database params, columns, V2, TBLS, DBs. Databases. We have created databases, no? Let's look at the databases. What database we have created? What is the database we have created? SGRAPH. What is the location? Where it is get created? HDFS colon slash localhost 9000. What is the localhost 9000? Your name node, where name node service is running. In the your HDFS user Hive warehouse. That is your default location of Hive. If anyone asks what is the default location of your Hive, user slash Hive slash warehouse. It's also an important interview question. Okay, whatever the table you create, whatever the data you load, the by default will go into slash user slash user Hive and warehouse. And what are the DB you have selected in that DB. So all your DBs are started with the dot DB, ended with the dot DB. But this is not having a dot DB. That is a default one. That is a default one. Look at guys here. So now I need to check whether this is available or not, right? So go. How will I check it? Copy this. Go to Hadoop fs hyphen ls. Give the path. I should know, right, whether the path is exist or not. If the path is not exist, it will throw saying that path is not exist. If the path exists, it is showing that the path is already exist. In that key value, there is one directory. There is one directory key value. Okay. Normally, how we will do? Hadoop fs hyphen ls slash user slash hive slash warehouse slash sgraph dot db will give like this. Either you can give like this or you can give completely HTTPS colon slash slash localhost 9000 also. Both are same. Both are same. Both are showing the same results. Guys able to follow? Yeah. Now you understand multiple things. When you create a table, metadata information will be created in the MySQL. When I create a table, the directory will be created in the HDFS. Right? I can see the columns in the columns V2 table. I can see the tables in the tables. I can see the databases in the DBS. Right? You guys clear about this information? These are the most important information for understanding the Hive, the base of the Hive. Okay. Now, okay, sir, I have created a table. Let's insert the data in it. What will happen? Let's see. I have created a table. I'm going to insert some data in it. Okay. Try to understand, guys. Okay, I have created a table. No, I want to describe the table. Look at guys here. I want to describe the table. What is the describing? Complete table information. It will show that, right? Describe. Spelling is wrong. No, here it is DSC formatted. I think here you have to go describe. Here you have to give completely. You have to go describe. DSC, I don't think it will work. I'm checking in the latest version. Yeah, the latest version DSC is working. The earlier version DSC was not working. Okay, look at here columns, key and value, data types, int and string. And coming to some more details. Details of the table information. What is the database name? And what is the user? And when it has been created? And last access time is anyway. Retention no. Location, HDFS location. And table type. And this is some time, transaction time and transition time. And Sardi. We need to understand this. Sardi. When I'm putting the data into Hive, I'm giving a text. It has to convert into Hive understandable language, right? So who will convert that? Serializing and deserializing. That is called Sardi. We'll talk more about it later point of time. By default, it's a lazy, simple Sardi. And format, text input format. Output, don't worry guys. These three parameters we'll talk very detailedly when you're talking about sample views and when you're talking about this. Is the data is compressed? We didn't compress the data, right? And I mean nothing else. Bucketed, we don't have any sorting column by default. Okay, so storage listening that by default we do not have anything. We'll be seeing one by one and I'll be showing this information. This is clear to everyone. Now let's look at guys here. Actually, it's not showing the default delimiter at all. The default delimiter is a control A character. I'll show you that. Okay. Now I'm going to insert the data into the table. Insert into key value. I need to give a row values, right? Integer and a string I need to give. Look at guys here. Look at guys here. Insert into key values and I'm inserting one row. For inserting one row, by default internally what it is using? MapReduce. And also look at here, warning, Hive on MR is deprecated in Hive 2 and may not be available in the future versions. Consider using different execution engine like Spark, Tej, using Hive 1.x release or use a Hive.1. Suppose you are using, I am showing you first one. Next two I will show that. Number of mappers, only one required. Reducers are not really required here. Why? Because just inserting the data. It's really taking so much of time for inserting one row, right? So what does it mean? In a Hive, no one will sit and enter the data like this. Insert it, no one will do that. Every time you just load, bulk, batch load. I will show you that batch load how you will load. Is this clear to everyone? Now, the data is created. I need to check. One row is inserted, correct? But where this data is there? In HDFS. I need to check whether the data is there or not, right? Yes or no? Hadoop FSLS. There is a one file get created. There is one file get created 00000. Okay. Now I'm going to do a cat. Look at here. I'm going to do a cat command. Why I'm using cat command? To view the content of that file. To view the content of the file. Okay. So the content of the file I created. Look at guys here. Look at this magic. I'm copying this line. I'm going to paste it here. Oh, it is not showing clearly here. Okay. Let me show it in browse. Okay. Let me show it in a browser. 192.168.86.101. Let's enter. Go to utilities, file browse. You go inside user, file, warehouse, sgraph, key value. Okay. It's actually it will not show the data here. I need to download and see the data. Download. Why it is not downloaded? It's very simple. Redirected to wrong path. 192.168.56.1. File is downloaded. File is downloaded. 0000005. Right click. Right click. No, actually it is not showing here. Why? Yeah. In between one Hadoop, there is some character, special character. That is called control A character. That's called control A character. Control A. Control A character. So here it is not coming. It's a Windows setup, it's Linux setup. So even Linux also can see that. Let me open open with some other file. I'm just checking. Let's try with the notepad. Yeah, you see here, in between 1 and Hadoop, there is a small gap. That's a control A character. That's actually control A character. 0001 slash 001 slash 001 is the control A character. If you want to know what is the control A character, double zero, I think double zero. This is the character, control A character. So internal it converts as a control. So what does it mean? The default delimiter for Hive is control A character. You guys able to follow what I'm trying to say? Because Abhishek, the fields are terminating, right? So from table I know that tab. When it comes to HDFS, the fields has to be separated, right? The fields are separated by a control A character. By default delimiter in Hive, solve an intelligent question. What's the default delimiter in Hive? This is a control A character. Control A character. Okay, look at guys here. I'm going to insert one more row. Are you able to follow? I'm doing insert. I can give multiple values here. For each insert, it is creating a one file. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? For each insert, it is creating one file in HDFS, small file. Again, if you create like this, it will come as a small file problem. It will come as a small file problem. Yes, that's a small file problem will come. So that's the reason Hive, no one will sit and type like no one will sit and type one file insert statements. So actually, it is a bulk load. I'll show you the bulk load. Where is my command line? Whatever I type last again. It means your Hive started supporting insertions like a database. Supporting like a database. And also Hive internal uses what? MapReduce. You don't like to use a MapReduce, you can go with a Tej or Spark. If you have any other execution engine, you can go ahead and use that. Are you guys able to follow? You can look into your HDFS path. Just refresh here. One more file has been created. If I go with the one more insert, it will get one more file. If I go with one more insert, it will get one more. This is the one way of loading the data into. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? మీ సైజ్ అంటే పవలేదు కదా అందుకే నేను క్లియర్గా చెప్పింది చేయండి చేయకండి ఫోన్ చేయండి అని చూస్తే ముందే వేరే ఆన్సర్ చేసేవాళ్ళు కదా అందరితో పాటు okay, this is one way of writing the data into Hive table. So I'm going to show you one more way. Okay, I'm going to show you one more way. Okay, I have data is already ready. I have data is already ready. Look at guys here. In the Hive, we do not have a primary key, foreign key, that kind of things. Okay, let's take a simple file. I have a file is already ready. Okay, the file is like 1 comma Hadoop, 2 comma Vira, 3 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma. Okay, so let's assume that there are multiple values and 8 comma and 9 comma 10 comma. How many records are there? I'm saving this file. It means our data is already ready. That's what I'm trying to show you here. Let me put my data into some specified location. I want it to be in the proper location every time. I don't want to search for it. Yes, local data. Here I'm putting my data. Okay, key value. Table name is data name is key value. So extension is really no matter in the Linux. Extension is really no matter in the Linux. Save. On my save, the data is saved. Where I have saved user local data in that key value. So now look at guys here. Look at very important thing I am trying to. I'm going to load the data. Right? I create a table. Did I specify what is my did I specify what is my what is my uh, fields terminated? I didn't specify what is my field terminated. I just created a blindly a table. Default is control A. Default is control A. But I didn't give a control A in my data. In my data, what I have given? Comma I have given. Let's say a negative scenario. I'm going to load the data into which is not proper delimiter. These are assignments, you guys need to do it. Okay, look at guys here. To load the bulk data into Hive table from local file system. Where my data is there? Local file system only, no? It is not there in HDFS, right? The data is there local only, right? Not in HDFS. Yes or no? Guys, the data is there in my local Linux machine, not in HDFS. Load, load data, load local data. Local data in path, input path. What is input path? Slash usr slash local slash data slash key value. I don't have any extension there. Into where? Into table key value. Okay? Look at this. Load data local, I think. Load data local. Let's over the load data local. Okay? The first command what I have typed is correct. So now data is loaded. Success. That's the reason I'm saying okay. Right? If you want, you can go ahead and look at here. The key value file data is loaded. Right? But look at here. Select star from values. That's a table, right? I'm selecting it. Guys, look at here. Null, 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 null. Guys, look at here. Why null, null, null? Since my schema is not matched there. Yes or no? Delimiter is comma there. But by default delimiter is control A, which is not matched. I'm not able to find the values for that. That's the reason. Guys, understand? Correct. Delimiter is not matched, right? There are in the data I have given comma, but here by default is what is that? Control A. Obviously, it's not find the fields, right? How many rows are there? Every row it go and check whether the delimiter is there or not. It is not there, null. It's not there, null. It's not there. It scores all the rows. It finds whether proper delimiter is there or not. If the delimiter is not there, just put it as a null. Clear? Now, this is one way of loading the data. Okay. Now, this is an everyday scenario. So now I'm going to create a proper table with a proper details. Okay. So that also I'll be saying the key value only, since I have data in the form of key value, but table name will change. Ashok and Sudhir, are you guys able to follow? Very good. Sudhir, you. Very good. Now look at guys here. I'm going to create a table. Create table key value 2. I'll give the table name. Okay. Or you guys can tell me some name. Key value. I'll give key value 2. I'm creating another table with the key value 2, which has the key, which is int. I want you guys to do parallelly, guys. Value, which is string. You can give varchar also. So Hive 2 supports varchar as well. Now I need to tell to my Hive saying that row formatted, row format, row format, row format delimited fields terminated by comma and stored as a text file. Stored as text file. Look at guys here. Row format delimited. Row format. One row is there, no row format. In the fields are there, first column, second column. Those are terminated by. I'll give the right syntax. I'm doubt whether the syntax is correct or not. I FIELDS and terminated. Correct one, right? Yeah. Okay. Now it's done. Now look at guys here. So when I say again same, if we go on schema, everything will be same. Okay, nothing changes there. Schema down. You describe now DESC formatted. It's already there. No, I can make use of that. Yeah, I will two. Now look at guys here. This extra things came. Fields dot delim. What is that? Comma. But before it doesn't show anything, it was not shown. Why? Because it was a default element is control A character. Here, comma is a. Now look at that. I'm going to load the data in it. Load data into same table. I'm just changing the name. But data everything is same. Load it. Do select star. Why last none came? Exactly. If you go and see in your data, if you go and see your data, you have a next row. Look at here. You have a next row. That's the reason. If you didn't do that, it will not come. Okay. Is this properly loaded? Is this clear to everyone? Thus, It looks easy, right? It looks similar to SQL only, right? Does it look any difficult? What type of table it is? What type of table it is? Managed table, right? It's a managed table. By default, it's a managed table, right? Now we have seen insertion. You can insert using normal plain insert statements. You can also use insert into this table from selecting from other table. That also can be done. Insert into this table from selecting from other table. That also can be done. Okay, please. These are all possible with this. Next, load. Coming to the load part. I have loaded the local data. Similarly, I can load the HDFS data also. I can load HDFS data also. Now I'm going to load the HDFS data. Let's see that. I'm going to load the data, which is then HDFS. For that, what I need to do? The file should be in a HDFS, right? So let's change this. I'll change the values. Okay, from 11 I'll do that. So 11. I'll just give 2. I'll just give 2. What happened, guys? I'm just changing the data. Okay. Why I'm changing the data? To show you the difference. Nothing else. I need to do a save as. Okay, I should not do a save. If I save, the previous data will be replaced. I will do a save as. Save as. Key value by 2. Okay. Save this one. I have saved this one. And also I'll remove the new line. There was a new line. Now I removed the new line. Save. Now do I have a new line? No. It's not going. Look at here. It's not going there. If I press, it's going there. It's not. There is no new line. Now this data I'm going to load into HDFS first. The data has to be there in HDFS, right? How the data has to be there in HDFS? What is the command? Srikant, tell me that. HDFS. HDFS FS also you can write. HDFS DFS also you can say. Okay, you tell me. Whatever you know, tell me. Hadoop. Okay, FS. What user? Huh? What -ls? You're loading the data into HDFS. You're loading the data into HDFS. You should give put right. Put or local from copy from local. Not always ls. You guys are not preparing. That's the problem. I'm putting into anywhere I can put. I'm putting into directly in the root only. My data is available in the root now. Directly. My data is available directly in the root. Okay? How will I check? Hadoop fs -ls, just give a slash. It will show you the key value 2. Show you the key value 2. Okay? Okay? Now, I'm going to load this data into the table, right? I need to load into the table. Now, look at guys. The data is there inside the root or not? It is there here, right? Srikant, you need to prepare a lot. Okay. I'm loading now. I'm loading now. I'm loading now. Okay. It's not local, right? It is a HDFS. So I'll remove local. If it is a HDFS, I should not use a local keyword. If it is a local, I should use a local keyword. If it is not local, I should not use a local keyword. Now I'm loading the data into the table. Done. Loaded. Select query. I got it. Why null? You guys know it. Before already null was there. Now from 11 to 20 it's inserted. Okay. Now 11 to 20 it's already inserted. Srikanth, what is your doubt? Right? Now, go back and HDFS and look at whether the file is there or not. If the file is there right before loading it, now after loading it, what happened? Is that your key value 2 file is there? No. Why? The file has been moved from here to where? The file has been moved from here to where? Your Hive default path. What is your Hive default path? Look at here. File is there, right? So, if you are loading the data in a HDFS, the file will be moved from that location to HDFS Hive location. Are you guys following this point? Is very much important. If you load the data which is there in HDFS, the data will be moved from that location to Hive location. By default, Hive stores the data in a Hive meta store. Are you guys able to follow? This is the most important. These are all the way we need to understand the things. These are the ways to will understand the things. Now I think you guys got the clarity why meta store required. Where the data will store. A table name here is nothing but a folder there. A table name is nothing but a folder in HDFS. A database name is nothing but a folder in HDFS. Folder or directory. Yes or no? A data is nothing but a file in a HDFS. The database, what are the data I am loading here? The data is nothing but a file in a HDFS. Is that clear to everyone? Okay? Guys, look at here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, we have seen two ways. One is insert, other one is load. Load also two types. Local load and HDFS load. Now, I'm going to show you one more option. While creating table itself, I can specify the data. That's called location. So I have a data in HDFS. I don't want to move the data. Let it be the same location, but my Hive will point out that data. I have a data in HDFS, and I create a Hive table. If I do load, what's happening? The data from here to moving to Hive location, right? That's what happening. But I don't want to do that. Let the data will be the same location. Let the data will be the same HDFS. My Hive just point out to that. My Hive just point out to that. Are you guys able to follow? Okay. So demonstrate that. First, I should create a directory in a HDFS to put the data, right? Right? I'm going to create a directory. How to create a directory? So directory name I have created. After creating a directory, I need to put a data in it. Now, put command into where? Into directory. Into directory. Now data is there inside the directory. Okay. Now look at guys here. I'm going to create a Hive table which is going to point out existing data. I'm going to create a Hive table which is going to point out an existing data. How to do that? How to do that? Tell me guys. I'm creating new table. The same column fields. There's really no matter, right? That will not change, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Location slash value. I have to give a directory name, directory path. I have to give a directory, not the file. Why? My table is nothing but a directory. My table is nothing but a directory. So till now, guys, look at here. Till now, what are the directories you have created? Sorry, what are the tables you have created? All tables are nothing but a directories. Yes or no? What are the tables you created in that directory? The tables are creating where? User Hive warehouse. Now I am creating a new table with an existing data by pointing out an existing data. Look at this difference. This is most important. This is the most important. Created. Right? Now directory has to be created, no? In the warehouse directory has to be created, no? Let's look at whether the directory is created or not. Hey, it's not created. What happened? So no need to create here. I'm already existing directory I'm pointing out. I'm already existing directory I'm pointing out. There is no point to create one more table or one more directory. You guys able to follow? Yes, key value is the directory there. Yes, that directory only I'm pointing out. That directory only my table is pointing out. Right? Now look at Hive. Is the data is available in the table? Is the data is available in the table? Is the data is available in this table? Hey, the data is available. How come? Because an existing data I'm pointing out. An existing data I'm pointing out. When I'm pointing out an existing data, new table won't be created. New directory won't be created. It will just point out existing directory, and you don't need to load the data. The data is already available. That data will be there. I able to follow me, right? And one more point here. This is advantage of the location. Okay, this is advantage of the location. And one more point. Now I have done the insert. I have done the location. I have done the load. Right? Now I'm going to do a put. Plain put, normal put command. Look at guys here. In this directory only I will do that. What is the directory? Key value, right? Key value is the directory, right? I'm going to do put command. I'm going to do a put command. The first data, right? So this data is already pointing out by your Hive. This directory already pointing by your Hive. I'm manually putting a file into the directory. What will happen in this case? What will happen in this case? The file I have put it successfully. I'm going to Hive. Go select star. Hey, both the data is available. Both the data is available. It means if the data matches the pattern, what is the pattern? Comma separated, delivery is comma. If the data is matched the pattern, you can also do the normal plain put command. But the data should be matched. How many files are there in the directory? How many directories? How many files are in this directory? All the data will be fetched into file. Is that clear to everyone? How many? Sorting order. It will come in the sorting order. So by default, it's which format? Comma we have used. Comma separated. First file is the comma separated. Second file also comma separated. The table also created with the comma separated. Clear, everyone? So it doesn't matter how many files are there in your directory. In the Hive, everything will be fetched and shown. If everything, whatever is matched the pattern, those will be having a proper value. Which are not matched the pattern, those will be in the null values. Okay? Okay? Let's assume that my table has a 2 columns, but my data has a 3 columns. If the pattern is matched, what will happen in this case? It will take only 2 columns, which are the matched, the first 2 columns, the next column will be ignored. Guys able to follow? Guys able to follow? This is about a managed table in a Hive. This is about a managed table. Even external table also same. Another type of table is external. Another table is external. This is a managed table what we have seen. We never specified anywhere managed. We never specified anywhere internal. Okay. By default it is a managed table. Who manages it? Hive. Why they are calling it a managed table? It is managed by Hive. Does it mean that external table is not managing by Hive? No. External table also managing by Hive, but a different way. We will see that now. Is this clear to everyone? Any doubt till here? Ashok, Sudhir, any doubt till here? Any doubt till here? Good. No doubt so far, right? Everyone is good. Next. Now, I am going to show you the difference between managed table and external table. Okay? First, see that. Now, if I drop this table, what will happen? If I drop this table, what will happen? Please look at guys here. I am going to drop this table. Look at guys here. Okay, let's look at the table name what we have created, key value underscore location. So that information also will be there in the meta store, right? Right? Look at here whether the meta store that information is there or not. It will be there. So obviously it will be there. So no doubt in that. You have a key value underscore location. The information is there here. Key value underscore location. The last one. The SDID is 13. The 13th SDID is 13. Right? Now if I am going to drop a table, what will happen? Let's look at guys here. Drop table. What is the table name? Underscore location. Done. Is that okay? And done. Now look at guys what will happen. First we'll check the schema. Later we'll go and see the data. Is the schema is available here? Key value underscore location is that available here? No. It means schema also deleted. Schema deleted. Everyone. Now let's go and see a table in the Hive. Show tables. Is the table is available here? Table is deleted. Key underscore value, key underscore location, the table is deleted. Next, we'll go ahead and see the data. What was the data we're pointing out? Slash key value, right? Just go with the slash, we'll see that first. Do you have a key value directory? It means if you drop a managed table, that will delete a table, that will delete your schema, that will delete your data also. Understand? Then what is the problem? I can delete it. No. Then what is the problem? Why you are saying specifically it's a problem? The data which is there in HDFS can be used by anyone, right? Can be used by Scoop, can be used by Scoop Export, I'm trying to say. Can be used by MapReduce, can be used by Pick, can be used by someone else as well, right? But if a Hive deletes the data, it will be a problem with others. Scenario 1. The same scenario, let's do. I'm working on the same data. Let's say I belong to development team. And there is one guy who is belong to production and he is testing something. We're all working on the same data. So all of a sudden I deleted the data. He will also lose. It means when you delete the data, it will create a problem with the different. Other tools cannot be access the data. We will lose the data. Right? Morning batch, weekend batch. 8 times. 3 times already 2 by 3 high would I think. So నేను మాట్లాడతాను Is this clear? Right? Now let's go ahead and that's the limitation, right? If I create a managed table, that's the limitation. So if I create a managed table, what's happening there? It is deleting a data, it is deleting a schema, and also it is deleting a table as well. Now that's the limitation, right? It's okay, even wish you can sit here or you can wait outside. Either is fine. Is that clear? Now let's go ahead and see an external table. I'm going to show you an external table in Hive. Right? How does it differ from the managed table? Very simple words, let me tell you. If I delete or if I drop an external table in a Hive, the data will not be deleted. Only schema will be deleted and table will be deleted. Okay? Data will be remain same in our HDFS. Let's say the Hive is using the data, Pick is using the data, Mapper is using the data, the same data using by Spark, same data using by Scoop. If I delete the data, others cannot make use of the data, right? So external table says that if any data is there, which is a common to all other teams or other frameworks, you create an extra table on top of it by using Hive and do what are the operations you want to do. What are the operations you want to do? What are the analysis you want to do? Then you drop it because your analysis are complete. You drop it, but the actual data will not be deleted. The actual data will not be deleted, right? The actual data remains same for others. They can make as it is. They can access it. You guys able to follow? Right? That's the difference between the external and managed table. The most important interview question is that they'll ask you what is the difference between the managed table and the external table, and which scenario will go with which table. Does it mean that I cannot use a managed table? Yes, I can use a managed table. In case of the managed table is only for a Hive. No one else is using the data. Only Hive is using the data. I will go with the managed table. If anyone else is using the data, I should not go with the managed table. Why? Because when you drop a managed table, your data will be deleted as well as schema will be deleted as well as table also will be deleted. That's the reason. Clear? So how to create a managed table? Very simple, guys. How to create external table? You just need to make use of the keyword called external in front of the. Okay. That's it. Very simple. So do you guys can take it as exercise for that, or you want me to execute it? Let's do it. We'll execute it. No problem. Okay. The most of the cases, external table also you can insert the data. Normal insert commands, you can do that. Okay. Some people will say that, some blogs will say that when you're creating an external table, you always need to point out the existing table. That's a ideal use case. That's the ideal use case. In the real-time production or development, the external table will be created on existing data only. External table will be created on existing data. But whatever the functionality we have seen in the managed table, inserting, loading, everything can be done in an external table also. The only difference comes here when you drop the table. The only difference comes here when you drop the table. Apart from that, there is no difference. Okay? You can when you create external table, obviously to go and store in a Hive-Meta store only. When you insert the data by using insert command against the file in there only. Let's see that quickly. If you create in the location, the same location. How it act as a managed table, same. Yes. Some people says that managed table will not use with the location. There is no point that we can also use with the location. So that's where we have shown the other scenarios now. Okay. So let's go ahead and create a table. Where is our first table? Yeah. This is the first table we have created, right? I'm just adding a name here underscore external and create external table. The keyword external master should be used. Press enter. The table is created. Where this table is created? What is the default location? Correct, right? Let's go ahead and see that. Let's go ahead and see that. User Hive warehouse. What is our database? And what is our table name? It means you can create external table in a default location also. If anyone says that no or any block says that no, don't believe it. Can be created. You can change the default location. Where you will change? Set XML only, right? Go to your Hive set XML. There is a property. How to change the default location? That's what his question is. Okay. The normally will the production in the development environment will be using Cloudera or Hortonworks, right? When you go with Ambari view, I will show that some other time. Okay. So as soon as you select the Hive component, click on the Hive. You will be in the top configurations. Click on the configurations. We stored all the configurations in the configuration name. The text box will be there. You just need to enter the values. But here, since we are using Apache, why am I using Apache? Why we are using Apache? No. Even Hortonworks also the free version is available apart from enterprise. So why I'm using Apache here? You should know where the configurations are there, right? Which file contains what configuration? That's the main purpose of we are making use of this. Go to your Hive. Go to your configurations. The configuration, what is that? Default. Where is your configuration default? Open with Git. Here we need to search for default location warehouse. What is the default warehouse? Hive.metastore.warehouse.dir. What is the default location? You want to change it. What do you need to do? Copy this. Go to site XML. Huh? Huh? Why Hive.metastore? Not sure. I think I need to ask. So it's a warehouse directory. Hive.metastore.warehouse directory. Location of the default database. I can say that. I really don't. But everything is started with the Hive.metastore only. Every property is started with like that. Go here. Go to your site XML. Gedit. Oh, it's already someone is used. Oh, it's in use. That's why it's telling. You just paste it here. Paste it here. You change the location. What other location you want? But I don't want to change it now. If I change it now, it will reflect on other my databases. Whatever I have created already. So that's no problem. I can save it. Anyway, the location is same. I can save it. Is it clear? How to change the location? How to change the default location? Ashok and Sudhir, are you guys clear? Yeah. Go to your property file, default XML file. Take the property, whatever the property you want to change, paste it to high site, change it. Okay, it's a very simple one. Correct. Let's move on. So what we were doing, we were trying to create external table. So you can create external table like this. What is the default delimiter in this external table? Control A only. Okay. Same, you can create all of other things also. The only difference comes here, drop. When you drop it, the data will not be deleted. So let me show that quickly. So to show that, I should have a data. mkdir. First I'll create mkdir here. And I need to load the data into this. Okay, data is loaded. Now I just need to go and create using external keyword with the location. Okay, I'm going to do it with the location. External same before example only, but with the location. If you want, you can give here external. Okay, row format delimited, terminated by comma, and all those things same, and the location also same. Okay, so now the table is created. The data will also be available in this. Data also everything is available. Okay, and one more thing, guys. I created external table. It will go to by default in a warehouse only. I loaded the data. It will go to warehouse only. If I drop the table, it's most important interview question as a scenario based. Try to understand Ashok and Sudhir. I have created external table. When I create external table, where it will create? Warehouse only. Now I loaded the data. When I load the data, where it will go? Warehouse only. Now I drop the table. Forget about this. When I drop the table will be deleted, meta schema will be deleted. But data remains same in a warehouse. The data remains same in a warehouse. The data will not be deleted. That is the reason. That is the reason. When you load a command, what is happening? Data is getting moved from the original location to warehouse, right? We have seen it before, right? So when I do that, when I drop external table, what is happening? The data is movement. Now data is our warehouse. No one knows it. No one is referring it. That's what to follow what I'm trying to say. That's the reason most of the external tables are with the location parameter. Most of your external tables with the location parameter. Is that clear, everyone? Am I repeating one more time, guys? Am I repeating one more time? Or I can show that example. Let's look at guys here quickly. Look at here quickly. I created a table. I'm creating a table. P value true. External. External. Presented. Where this table is created? Where this table is created? The warehouse only. See the location here. The warehouse only. I'm going to load the data into this now. Whether it's local data or HDFS data, no matter. I'm loading the data. Right? Let me load the data from HDFS only. I'm loading into root. Look at guys here. I'm loading the data into root. The data is loaded. The data is file already exists. Huh? File is already exists. No match. No problem. Key value. So directory, right? This is a directory. But I'm going to create a file, right? Okay, let's say file 1 I'm creating. Okay? The data is moved to file 1 now. Now this file 1 I'm loading into your external table. Keyword underscore external 2, right? What is the command? Load data by local in path slash file 1, right? Into where? Into table, right? Okay, loaded. Now go ahead and look at here. First look at whether the file is available in a HDFS or not. If I do ls here, look at the file 1 is available here. No. File 1 is not there. But before I created, now it is not there. Now I'll go and check in a warehouse. Now I'll go ahead and check in a warehouse. Go inside this. My file is there. File 1. File 1 is there. Now I'm going to drop this table. The file 1 is there in a warehouse, correct, right? Now I'm going to drop this table. Drop table. Table is dropped. If you want to check it, show tables. The table is not available. Key-value underscore external 2 is not available. Now let's go ahead and check whether the data is available in a warehouse or not. Data is available. Data is available. And this also is available. Key-value underscore external 2 is also available. But it is a directory, it is not a table. Right? This is one of the disadvantages, right? I create a normal table, loaded the data is moved to warehouse, then I drop the table. This is now the data become orphan. No one is referring it. Right? This is another disadvantage. That's the reason most of the external tables, while creating table, they'll specify the location. Okay? Is that clear? So even if I specify the location, if I drop the table, the data is not moved, the data is remains same, the same location. Others can make use of the data happily. Right? Let's look at here. We have created one table, no? We have created one table, right, which is location, external location, right? Look at here. Select star from data is available. Where this data is available? User in root, under the root, right? Root key value. Look at here. Here, key value. What's the file name? Data is available. Where it is available? Root key value is a table name and key value is a file name also. Okay, I just given like that. So we never give like this. Directory name and file name, most of the cases will give different. Now data is available. Even one space is there at bottom. Look at here. One space is there at the bottom. Because of the space, we are getting null there. This is clear. Now I am going to drop the table, guys. Now I am going to drop the table. What is the command? Key value underscore extern underscore table is dropped. Let's check it whether the table is available or not. Table is not available. Table is dropped, right? The table is not available in the list. Right? Let's check whether the data is available or not. That's the most important thing we need to understand, right? Still the data remains same. So anyone can access this data. Right? That is the major difference between your managed table and a external table. If anyone asks what is the difference, the only difference is this. And they will ask you which scenario will go which table. If I am having a Hive table which is owned by Hive, no one else is going to use that. No one else is going to use that data. That time I will go with the managed table. If our data is there, it's a common kind of data, it's going to use by multiple teams or multiple processes, I will make use of the external table and documentation. Is this clear to everyone? Is that clear, Ashok and Sudeep? About the external table. About the external table. Okay, I want you guys to execute that. I want you guys to execute that quickly. Okay.